So the mission is around why I exist. What do I want to cause? And what you want to be asking yourself around mission, and I encourage people that are in a company, like especially the owners of a company, I encourage them to create a mission for their business and a mission for their life. And I also brought an example of setting a mission for each project, because you can do the same process with it. So what is a worthy legacy for me? What do I want on my tombstone? If I could put a word on my tombstone or a phrase on my tombstone. Like for me, my mission is to create a world in which adults and children love their lives. If I had that phrase on my tombstone, I'd feel like I was leaving a worthwhile legacy. You also want to ask something. I'll take you through an exercise in a little bit. When did I experience the most passion, the most excitement, and the most joy? And we're going to do an exercise where you're going to look at some times when you've experienced this, and you're going to see some common threads between those three incidents. And it'll help you to get in touch with a mission that you've always had in you that you may not be aware of consciously. So I want you to think of 3 memories that stand out in which you felt the most alive, the most connected, and the most fulfilled. And like I remembered, I was thinking about mine. What are mine? I can remember 2 of mine. One of them was I was in 5th grade, and I was really having a rough time. I was in a school I didn't like. I was overweight. I felt not good about myself. And I tried so hard to get people to like me. And you know how it is in life when you try to get somebody to like you, it doesn't work. And it didn't feel good. And I remember in the summer between 5th and 6th grade, I remember walking to my new school right at the end of summer and making a decision that I wasn't going to try to get people to like me anymore. That I was just going to be myself, and people were either going to like it or they weren't. And I remember going into my new school year and doing that, and finding that I became more and more popular without even trying. It was an incredible experience for me. And I forgot it after a while, because I went on to the next middle school, and then trying to hang on to the popularity I'd gained, and never lost it all the way, but had forgotten that. So it was really important for me to remember. So when I say creating a world in which people love their lives, it means their lives. Like I could see with my children, the reason I raised them the way that I raised them is because I had a very loving, good family. But as is that era, it was like, you should be this. You will be Catholic. You will think this way. You will be this political persuasion. And I didn't always fit in those boxes, and it was hard for me to be a good child to my parents and also be who I was here to be. So I can tell that there's always been these roots in me that wanted to, that I felt most alive when I helped people to be who they are here to be. Another one was I was teaching a class one time, and this man came up to me and he said, he was in a really long program with me, never spoke during the program. I never knew if he hated it or loved it. I guess I assumed he loved it okay because he was coming to the sessions. And he came up to me afterwards and he said, you know, you're one of the people I'll never forget because I did not know what I was doing with my son that was getting in the way of our relationship. And I wasn't even teaching a parenting class. It was a class for a company. And he had tears in his eyes. And that helped me to realize my mission. So I want you to take some time, think of 3 memories that stand out, and then what you want to find out what's common to the 3. Like for me, it was somehow creating this decision, helping people come to a decision around being who they are here to be. What were you doing, deciding, and causing? I was doing myself. I was expressing who I am. I was helping others express who they are. So you want to see what you were doing, deciding, and causing that made you feel good. And it